Okay.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of What Were We Talking About Again, where we talk about things and forget what we were talking about. I am your co-host, Martin Stenning, and with me as always is the other co-host,
Ben Richards.
Yes, hello Ben, lovely to see you in your room.
Or Benno the Worst.
Benno
That's probably what I should be introducing myself as. But
I should be introducing myself as Flower Boy.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
Can we just clarify, what were we talking about again, or what were we talking about anyway?
What were we talking about? In my head it's been again, but anyway works as well. I
Either
don't know,
one.
it just depends whatever we've named it really.
Let's leave it to interpretation.
This is our third one and we haven't really done much but just talking, so maybe the professional stuff comes later. Yeah.
Okay, nice to see you guys again. Thank you for dropping by.
Yes, thank you.
What we're going to do today is a little bit of what we do every week. We're gonna read some articles. We're gonna inform you of the news, update you on the ongoings of the world.
These are the things that we personally, as two individuals, handsome young individuals, think is the most important thing going around on planet Earth today. Ben, what's the first story that you'd like to have a little chit chat about?
Now, the first story. Let's not talk about the most interesting one that's here. I say interesting, I mean
yes. Well, I've got
one I find most interesting.
Yeah, that'll be the finale.
Let's talk about this one here. So, Drake is officially hotter than Sir Macca.
Now, what this story instantly tells me is a hell of a lot. For example, Drake, a big type of bird, is really warm. Global warming. Don't know what the other name was. Probably Sir Macca. Something about McDonald's. So what I've worked out is Drake is now the bird is now getting cooked and served at McDonald's. Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic.
Hotter in temperature.
Yes, because he's getting cooked.
Oh,
now I'm really.
Why have they abbreviated that?
I thought that was a real artist. Sir Macca has been revealed to us as Paul McCartney.
Why on earth have they done that?
Why? What do they mean? Drake is hotter than Paul McCartney? Like he's physically, that's a lie. And they've also said Paul McCartney is a member of the Fab Four, or was a member of the Fab Four.
So what I'm thinking,
good God,
I think they're talking about in sales. Sort of
right.
way? Like
who's
record
stayed
sales.
in the hot top 10? Oh, and there we go. So really, this was a really bad story because we started off with what I think was a beautiful tale about the struggle between animal and humankind and global warming. But really, it turns out to be a puff piece about how Drake is rich and how Paul McCartney is washed up.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I'm thinking, I don't understand if it means he's hotter than the Beatles or Paul McCartney.
It's got to be Paul McCartney, but then Paul McCartney was in Wings as well. So and he hasn't been. That's only like two of them. I don't know him that well, but he's not been. He's done so many other things, and Drake's just done Drake, and he's not even written that stuff. That to me, as an intelligent, young, attractive man, I don't think. I've got to be honest, my head's not in the talking game right now. It's really hot. Like it's really sunny and hot, and we're two sweaty, young, attractive men.
And I had to pull Martin right out of the sun for this one podcast, and then after this, I'm just going to let him go and just flutter his wings again.
I'll float away.
Should we move on to the next one?
Well, can we do the one that I'm literally aching to bring the news to the planet
itching
Earth.
And aching
Fantastic.
To do this one.
Well, here we go. So, as long-time listeners of the last two episodes that we've recorded might know, Ant and Dec have been going through a bit of trouble. That's how I'd phrase it. They've been having relationship problems. On the first week, it was revealed that Anthony, as I know him well, is a horrible alcoholic and he borderline murderer and really bad at driving, and therefore he's been chucked out of Ant and Dec. And in the second week, we learned that Declan Donnelly, or Declan for short, he's decided he's just going to finish off their Saturday night live takeaway TV show on his own. That's fine, but wait, this week it has been freshly announced that Declan is going to host Britain's Got Talent all on his lonesome.
On his lonesome.
It's going to be hilarious. He's going to look so lonely. He's going to be half a man. And McCartney is going to be stuck in his prison cell watching it. and not even wearing like a tuxedo or anything to feel fancy about himself. He's just he'll be watching from afar. We're looking at some pictures of the old Ant and Dec, the national treasures that we've all learnt to love, and they're not getting any younger. That's all I'm going to say. He's 42 now. Their career's already going down the toilet, and you're not much of a duo if you're just one man.
You've got to be quite worried.
So we'll keep you up to date on how Declan sustains his career, but it's not looking good. It's not a happy time.
No, definitely not. I think
No.
they're going to have some interesting coverage in the news to come, which is great for us because that means we get to talk more about them.
Here's a lovely article that's just grabbed my attention. I'm not even sure it's an article. It could just be like a
Clickbait.
Yeah, it could be. I'm going to try it anyway. Sorry. Okay, lovely. So the title of this article is "I'm not having children because I want to save the planet." Now, what I'm thinking here is this woman Anne, a cycling instructor,
A psychopath, you mean?
has decided that a psychopath, exactly. She doesn't want to have children to save the planet. What I'm guessing the connection there is something along the lines of children eat up all the oxygen, and she doesn't want any more humans to fight her for her oxygen.
Yeah.
And she's a bit evil. That is actually all it says. It's a video.
I have a bit of an issue with this, right?
Okay.
So she's saying that she doesn't want to have children to save the environment. Does this mean otherwise? If the environment's fine, she would love to have children?
It's the planet. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're assuming too much and thinking it's the environment. I think there's evil forces at work that she's battling. A sort of supervillain type, if you will, who feeds and is fueled by children, and her not having children is starving him of his fuel.
It's really very heroic and noble of her.
Yeah, and quite clever of me to have worked out without even having read or watched this article.
Very clever, yeah, indeed.
Should we move on to the topic? News.
Well, I was going to say, what really bothers me about that is that she's making it sound like she's doing this for the benefit of everyone else in the world, where really she probably just doesn't want to have kids.
Yeah, she's probably got commitment issues with her.
So that's like all vegetarians saying, like, well, no, it is because they are trying to save the animals, isn't it? Now, people all the time, they say that they just don't like meat and that's why they don't eat it. But if they wanted to, grab some glory, they could say, it's to save the planet.
What I don't get
I feel like she's glory grabbing.
If animals didn't want us to eat them, why are they made of food?
Exactly, that's really good point. And I've got a good point as well regarding that.
Yeah.
Is that let's talk about chickens for a second.
I'm glad someone's finally decided this. Let's just stop for a second and talk about chickens. Go.
Yep.
Yes.
So chickens, right? They are stupid animals, okay?
All right,
and
steady
vegetarians don't want us to eat them. The same with, I don't know, like cows. Vegans don't want us to eat the eggs or drink the milk of cows, right? So if vegans had their way, we didn't eat cows, we didn't drink their milk or anything, just let them roam free, they'd be dead in weeks. They would have been extinct. They would have been extinct a long, long time ago because there's no way they can survive in the wild with all these predators around. The only reason they've survived this long is because we've eaten them.
I've got to be honest. When you said let's talk about chickens, I was hoping you'd stick strictly to chickens.
Oh.
So I think if anything, it's probably better we just move on.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right.
So what we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be looking at some of the hot 2018 movies, giving them just a little review, a little tidbit, bite-sized look at it for you, so you guys don't have to watch them. Because let's be honest, there are too many movies. We don't want to watch movies. It's a bit of a chore, so we're doing you all a favour. Ben, what's the first movie you'd like to bring to the table?
Well, the first one is the obvious one, really high grossing, isn't it? And it's had massive box office success.
Yes.
Blank Panther.
Blank Panther, lovely. So what was the story of Blank Panther, in your opinion?
Well, having seen it
yes.
many times now, at least four.
At least four.
I think it sort of starts in New York City with a young African-American male.
Good. Strong.
You've
thrown yourself off, haven't you?
Absolutely.
With your accidental racism.
And he gets bitten by a small spider.
A small spider?
And then he develops a name, which is Peter Parker.
Okay.
And then it turns out he becomes a man with special powers.
Special powers.
He grows claws, like Like a panther.
Like a Wolverine.
Yeah, and he finds this suit made of special, really strong black armour in the trunk of a well-known
car. Just a well-known car.
pirate DVD seller's car.
Okay.
And he takes it out and he puts it on and he screams, "I'm gonna save the world."
Wow, that sounds absolutely delightful. And how many? What would you rate this film?
Oh, at least 4 stars out of 5.
5 stars. Cool. Well, I like that movie recommendation, but there's a little. I as an individual, as you very well know, Ben, support strongly the independent market.
Mm-hmm.
I love me a little bit of culture. I love me a little bit of just independence in general, which is why the next film I've brought up on my list is called Avengers: Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from little-known director Enchamplé Couzeau.
Are you okay?
Enchamplé Couzeau, he's a wonderful French director. He's brought us things such as Avengers 2 and Batman. Now, Avengers Infinity War sets place in a little small town just off of Quebec. It starts with our lead protagonist, Thanos, who is just looking for the best wine. He just wants to fill his gauntlet with the best wines.
Yeah.
Really tied this in. He gathers with all his best friends.
You keep going. I'm just going to be over here for a second.
And he realises the truth about friendship, love, but most importantly and interestingly, hatred. And it really follows the sort of human psychology of Thanos in Quebec. Ben's wandering around just pouring wine. I've got to be honest. I'm very excited. What are we drinking today, Ben?
Today we have a lovely Shiraz from California.
Oh.
It's barefoot.
Then no thank you.
I was going to get Yellowtail, but I was in a fluster in the shop because it was really busy.
That's right, you got Yellowtail last week. Like,
yeah.
You can't repeat yourself this
Have a
often.
different each time.
But yeah, honestly, I think actor Anthunus Fligmli really brings it out, goes out into his own as he explores the human psychology of what defines us as humans, what defines the Canadian French, and just it's a great all-town rom-com. Thank you. So that's Avengers Infinity War by the Frenchman that I made up a name for. Have you got any other movies
Let's have a look here.
that you've gone and seen this year?
Let's have a look, see if there's any that I have.
Still quite a few to come out, I suppose.
I have seen The Incredibles 2.
Have you?
Which is out in June.
And any good?
I tell you what.
Is this a special screening because you're Benno?
Yeah, exactly.
The
yeah,
worst.
they said, Benno, we know you're a huge Incredibles 2 fan.
Yeah, nice save.
And we want to bring you in because the story is actually loosely based around my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I saw the first one and I thought 10 years ago, this is probably like Benno's origin story in a way. And if there were ever to be a sequel to this amazing stop motion film, Ben would probably really come to his own and enjoy it.
Exactly.
How many reviews would you give it?
At least 6 reviews out of 5.
6 reviews. That's a highly anticipated film. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to talk about my favourite film of all time, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
I'd love to watch Harry Potter World, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and Where to Find Them Too. And this is as we know.
Sorry, I just put together what you said in my head.
This is Harry Potter 9. This is Harry Potter on his 9th adventure in a row. He's had a busy few years. But he's changed his name to Grindelwald. And he's doing some crimes. And there's something about Dumbledore in it. Like, it was sort of done by J.K. Rowling, but it wasn't really. It's not really that good. And even though that's out in November of this year, I am breaking the news to everyone, including you, that yeah, it's bad. And if we all boycott it, the Harry Potter franchise will finally die.
Have you have you seen the first one, the Fantastical Beasts? And
do you mean Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone 1?
No.
Oh, you mean what did I say? Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 1.
Yes,
film. I have seen it actually. What did you quite like it, didn't you?
I thought it was right. At the moment, I'm actually creating scores for the scenes as part of a uni assignment.
Oh, very nice.
And I've slowly grown sick of the film having done this.
I can get that. To be honest, I am a big Harry Potter fan, in all seriousness.
Yeah.
Got to be honest from time to time. Stop vaping in the middle of my sentence.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I loved Harry Potter. In hindsight, I love most of the Harry Potters, but all the books.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Beasts just genuinely felt soulless to me. It feels like someone got the aesthetic that they got in the last few, because it was the same director, same everything. And they just winged it by renaming Harry to Grindelwald. Don't understand. Bit weird. Getting Johnny Depp to play him with white hair. That's not Harry. Have you got any other films that you...
I mean, there's one here that I'm looking at, and I think we should definitely review it, because...
Yes.
I mean, in all seriousness... I mean it this time.
Okay.
I'm fully sick of this.
Okay, good. We're actually being serious here, yeah.
Yeah, fully. 50 Shades Freed.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of them, okay? So I can't really sit here and be like, hey, shit, why is everyone watching it and saying it's good and stuff?
Well, this is a little anecdote just to really help your hatred for him. I have seen the first one, that's the only one. I was with another man. We both had a glass of wine similar to this. We fell asleep during it in each other's arms. Shout out to Eden.
That's the boy's name.
I miss you, buddy. Yeah, he lives in Falmouth now.
That was the girl's name.
I've not seen him in a while.
Okay.
I was in the cinema when the first one came out. I worked in the cinema when the first one came out, and this is genuinely true. When I was the usher, so I had to clean up the screen afterwards.
Okay.
There was a lot of balls of tissue.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, and some people to comfort us was like they might have been crying, but why would you cry in 50 Shades of Grey? And it bothered me, and I don't really want to know what the tissues were for. I can imagine what the tissues are for.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Some people need help.
Yeah, well, I mean, just watch it on Netflix if you're going to do that. That's all I think.
Is there anything else?
There are so many movies.
Is there a Venom movie? There's a Venom movie coming out.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
Oh,
is it good?
No.
Oh, no.
So I'll show you after this, but it's like 2 minutes, and you don't see the Venom suit once. You just see Tom Hardy on a motorbike and then screaming, and it's just dark, edgy shots of streets.
Shit, Tom Hardy's in it.
Yeah, he's playing Venom, Eddie Brock, but
okay,
I'm not. Yeah, but that excites you, right? But like, it's Sony who have done every Spider-Man film except the good one. Like, I'm not pumped. I'm sadly angry about this. But that does remind me, bringing up Venom, that there is another hotly anticipated movie hitting our movie screens very soon. It's called. I'm going to go for this one. It's called Gringo.
Okay.
Now, Gringo is the tale of Iron Man 3. Iron Man has been Iron Man 3 times. He's getting sick of being Iron Man. He decides to move out into, what's the word Gringo from? Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
And everyone's just shouting and they're saying, hey, Gringo. Hey, Gringo, you don't even know, Holmes.
Hey, Holmes, Gringo, man.
You don't even know. And it's just this, it's this bit of a commentary on what it's like to be Iron Man, for 4 times in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because if you're a man who can afford a suit like that, you're going to get hated on. If you're a man who can afford a suit like that and your president's telling Mexico to pay for a wall,
you're in big trouble.
You're going to get things thrown.
So really, all that happens is he goes to Mexico and he kills loads of Mexicans, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at the mercy of backstabbing colleagues, drug lords and black op mercs, and there's a big war. That's out in March. Oh, so it's already out.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Got really bad reviews. Messy, confusing entry in the crime genre that wastes its stellar ensemble on an uninspired narrative and leaves minimal impact.
Wow. Okay. I'll tell you now, actually, I watched a film last night.
Oh yeah, what did you watch?
I watched a film called Mother.
Oh, that's with Jennifer Lawrence in.
Yeah. It was the most confusing fucking film I've ever seen in my life. Until the very last second, I didn't realise what had gone on.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess we shouldn't spoil it, but I think everyone sort of knows.
It developed so much and so quickly, and there was no... Because I'm not a fan of films that are a metaphor, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, me either. I didn't really think
I love metaphors, but don't make a film about one.
Ben Richards. I love metaphors.
2018.
Yeah, oh, wow. Busy year for you if you're going to die. Yes, yeah, no, I haven't seen Mother. I'm aware of the premise. I know the ending, and that is sort of, and I know like some of the shock value things they do in it.
Yeah. It's just a bit weird, you know.
Well, actually, I feel like we started off joking, but I actually do want to talk about a couple of movies.
Go on.
There's A Quiet Place, which has just come out. That's by John Krasinski, who's Jim from The Office.
That looks like a horror.
It is a horror. It's him and Emily Blunt, his wife, in real life, and it's more or less a silent film the whole way through. And the idea is just like, if you make any noise, you're going to get killed by these monsters. But it's just so great. Like most movies, like horror movies, will have that kind of plot, and then the characters will just be people who die. But this one like sets up the family so that by the end you've got the same attachment to them as if, you know, it was a rom-com.
Do you know what I really like about some horror films is that they don't play any music. I think that's so important.
There is music, but because it's silent for the majority of the time, it's like the same song, same two songs.
It's cool, isn't it?
Like, it's so great.
I'm a big fan of movie soundtracks and stuff, obviously, and composing for screenplays.
Well, I don't really know so much about the soundtrack itself, but I know that the mixing for the sound itself took the exact same amount of time it took to shoot the film.
Right.
So, which is just weird. Like they focused on sound that much. Recommend that. And if you're in that market, if you're looking for something similar to that, but you know you're a bit scared, watch Sherlock Gnomes. Sherlock Gnomes being obviously the...
Is this the other one you actually want to talk about?
No, I panicked. There's the whole list that we're looking at here. I mean, and there's too many. Like, I could talk about... Well, let's do some serious ones. Let's just skate through them. The Predator, that's exciting. That's Shane Black. He wrote Lethal Weapon, all of those.
What's it about?
It's just a reboot of The Predator. But
okay.
The guy who's rebooting it was the one who wrote the originals, so that would be pretty fun. And there's all the Marvel films. Mamma Mia 2, here we go again. Now, when I watched the first Mamma Mia all those years ago, I remember the exact moment, if you will, or I thought, I never want to watch a film that doesn't have Meryl Streep in it again. And all these years later, I have indeed never watched a film that doesn't have Meryl Streep as the star.
Should I answer this?
Yes, answer it.
My mum's calling
Ben's
me.
mother. Here we go.
Hello, Mother. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm going to put you on loudspeaker. I'm currently recording a podcast.
Oh, sorry. I manage to do it every time.
Every single time. It's fine.
I know. That stuff is 6 cents.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'll let you go and I'll give you a call later.
Okay.
See you later, bye.
Bye, love you.
Love you, bye. Bye.
What a beautiful woman. I know her well. Never met your parents.
No, you haven't.
What's that? Maybe it's got something to do with them living far away from me.
Or maybe I just don't want you to meet them.
But I've got dry shampooed hair. This is a new thing I've learned about myself, listeners. I love to just sit in my bed and I love to just spray myself with dry shampoo. And I just love to sit there for hours on end just spraying myself with dry shampoo. And I think you'll agree, the final product is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very blonde.
Yeah. Right, movies are crap.
Yeah, let's move on from movies.
In all honesty, like, look at these. Other than the odd ones like this Love, Simon and The Meg, which is a hilarious one I should have mentioned. Yeah. These are all sequels, reboots.
It's like people are running out of ideas.
Well, I think they're just straight up ran. Like, the first Purge is the 4th Purge film. The Predator is like the 6th Predator film. Hotel Transylvania, I think that's its 3rd one.
Is the first Purge going back to the very first Purge by any chance?
Yes, it very well is.
What an original idea.
Death Wish, that's now on bloody Netflix already as a show, so I don't know why they're making a movie for that. Super Troopers 2, never watched it. It's just too many sequels and I'm pissed about it. And I think that's quite a dodgy thing for the movie industry to do, because we can just simply sit on our laptops and not give them any money if we don't want to.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think we are. But yeah. We're gonna
Should we move back onto music? Not music. News.
You want to do a bit more news? You got some stories you want to address, do you?
I just want to see if there's anything on here under the entertainment and art section, because that is our world, mine. That's where we reside.
To be honest, the reason we haven't done a lot of these stories is because so many of them are depressing.
Yeah, a lot of them are very sad. It's very sad. Okay.
That happened during this podcast, so I had...
9 minutes ago. There we go.
But that's
fresh spiel.
Is that news? So basically, Mariah Carey has revealed she's got bipolar disorder. Not funny. Didn't want to mention it.
No.
Does suck. And she had a breakdown in 2001. But why is this the top story on the BBC?
Don't know. Lots of people have bipolar, don't they?
Well, yeah, and it's just irritating to me. It's just I hate everyone. I hate everyone.
Everyone makes me sick.
And other than that, it's just like, oh, Gogglebox is coming back, and Lady LaSure's still making money, which is a ridiculous fact. Yeah, not a fan of any of this, to be honest. But what I am a fan of is, should we do recommending some sing-songs like we tend to do from time to time?
Absolutely.
Have you got any on the top of your mind, or do you want me to just wing it?
You start, and I'll think.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Wes Anderson films. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And he you can't just play a song.
Sorry.
His soundtracks are all like just his own music that he listens to. It's a lot of the Rolling Stones and that sort of era. But I loved. It got me into the Kinks a bit more. They have a song called Stranger. Yeah. Banger. Really recommend it. The Kinks. What about you?
I mean, I listened to this obviously when it came out, but recently got back into, when you have a big cycle of songs and then you go back to some of the old ones and it's like, yeah, those bangers. And then you remove some from your playlist because you're like, I don't know why I ever listened to that.
But then you find them again.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Bon Iver's most recent album.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that...
Bon Iver.
Was there news that it's going to be his last one?
I hope not.
I can't remember who told me that.
It was absolutely incredible. It was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just one of those creative ones. That sounded vague, but there does seem to be like a specific level of creative album out there.
Yeah.
Like, I do think, Bon Iver, Paolo Nutini's latest album, a lot of Portugal the Man's newer stuff. It's all sort of this level of just experimenting, having a good time. He's having a hiatus. Oh no, he's had a hiatus.
Okay. A hiatus hernia?
Hiatus hernia. Is that a thing?
No, bless him, yeah.
Oh, a bit crap. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
It can't be his last album. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Bon Iver and the Kinks, we recommend them to you if you're stupid enough to not have listened to either of the two most popular artists of all time.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for us, doesn't it?
Does it? Let's have a quick check-a-rooney, shall we, on what time we're on?
Click the time.
And it looks like we've got a few minutes left if we want to fill them in with anything.
What would we fill this moment with? Like, we've clearly run out of things to talk about before we even started the podcast.
That's okay. I think we've had a good run. We've talked about a few films.
Yeah, good run. This is it, though. This is our
I'll tell you what,
podcast.
Let's do a little quiz, shall we? Just to end it off with.
I promise next week we'll have things to actually talk about again.
Yeah, like interesting
things.
things.
Just the weather. We've not been wanting to think about anything.
I've just typed in. Why have I done that? I've just typed in quiz.
What kind of quiz do you want to do?
Let's. What did we do last time? We did sort of a.
Oh, we did a couples quiz last time.
We did a couples quiz. So let's this time do a best friends quiz.
Oh, so original. So, first one. Have you seen your BFF cry? No. I mean, I've seen some of my BFFs cry. I've not seen you cry. You've probably seen me well up. I'm a bit of an emotional girl when it comes to boys.
Did you just say girl?
Yes. Was that sexist?
I'm so triggered.
Oh no! That actually was accidental sexism.
I'm actually a feminist.
Damn, I am actually a feminist. How do you get?
I've not seen you cry. No.
How do you get past the fight? We don't really. We're just like, it's all right, mate. We move on with our lives. We go get coffee.
Well, what, me and you, if we have a fight?
Yeah, it just stops. That's literally it. It just stops at some point. What role does your friend play when you go on a date? What
role? Do we go on dates? Okay, so hold on.
I see.
So when we go for a wine or whatever, I don't know. We both just sit there and chill out, don't we?
No, I think it's asking. So, like, if you were to go on a date, what would my role be in that whole process? So, like, for example, do I give you advice? Do I do your hair? I don't do any of it because you're much more educated with the fairer sex than me. So I don't have a role. I guess your role... But you don't have a role either. I have a girlfriend. What would happen if you and your best friend liked the same person?
We'd probably them.
I'd get her first and then I'd throw Ben a bone. That was a little jab at you. I thought I'd just have a little jab at you. let you know that I'm better than you and more physically attractive.
That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the moral high ground.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're going to have to censor that.
And just, that's fine. And just say, yeah, Martin. Sure. That's what I'm going to say.
I really want you to censor that as well. Just to confuse everyone. What's the next question, BuzzFeed? Do you share all the details of your sex lives with one another? This is a tricky spot, because I do think you'll probably come across these at some point.
No.
No, never.
Not once.
Never. I mean, the question is, do you share all the details?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No.
I mean, that would take a long time, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But we try. We try to.
Just take that question really literally.
Are you and your best friend comfortable being silent together? Yeah,
absolutely. We do it most of the time.
Yeah, I do like that question, because I think you're not best friends if you can't be silent together.
Let's try it now.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I think we've got a problem. Do you know your best friend's family? Well, we've answered this.
I know your mumsies.
That is my family. I love my mum. Shout out to my mum. You're my family. You're my world.
Fried Rika.
Fried Rika. Love it. Rika's okay, but you need it to be fried, basically. That's her name, if we're confusing anyone. Yeah, that's actually the end of the buzz quiz. Buzz quiz,
I like it.
Buzz quiz. God no. Sponsored by BuzzFeed this week, if you couldn't tell. BuzzFeed bringing you the news from all over the world, 24/7, 100% quality, and the hot. BuzzFeed sucks.
So let's stop it there, because we're 2 minutes over time.
Where do you want to go? Do you want to go get a coffee, or do you want to get like a smoothie? We'll work out.
Let's go get some. We get a little bite to eat, because I'm quite hungry.
I could eat. I made myself a steak lunch today, and as a student, that's quite a rare thing to do, but it was okay.
We'll finish our Weeno. How's the Ween, by the way?
Weeno's okay. It's not below par, is how I'd describe the Weeno.
That's good.
I'm going to down it real quick.
Oh, crazy. Mother... Jeez. that was the whole bottle.
That was really acidic at the end, actually.
Yeah. You're not meant to down the wine anyway. But anyway, thank you for listening, guys. Yeah, keep an eye out for the next one, I guess.
Yeah, we're slowly finding ourselves still on this podcast. I do quite like the idea that we just wing it for half an hour.
Absolutely, but I think some bullet points might help us from time to time.
Yeah, a bit of music as well at the beginning. Oh wow! So if we talk for like another half a minute, it's actually... Oh no, it extends. That's boring. Right, we're gonna go now, guys. Bye.
See you later.